everyone. Raina Carrillo with the fierce woman that is a part of my life, Nancy Salazar. Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you so much, Raina, for having me. It's honestly an honor to be here with you today.
Oh my God. Well, I'm just happy that you made time for our show today. I always think about inspiring people and just seeing your journey. I want you to share your journey with our viewers. And so give us a little background, like, where you grew up and things of that nature.
Yeah, most definitely. So as I've gone through a journey, and obviously I've exposed myself to kind of just let everybody know the reality of it. And I'm going to start off by saying I am a Hispanic woman, first generation, born here in the United States. My parents are from Mexico. And so I'm here just kind of making my own legacy and really just being who I can be for the world, right? But in reality, I just want to step back, and I actually grew up here in Los Angeles, California.
Yay!
Yeah, so growing up here in LA, and I could say East LA.
That's right.
It's definitely, I am in the hood, and, I was raised with just all the norms that can happen, right? And you don't realize that you could become someone out of nothing, right? So with that, I am the first child. I have wonderful siblings, which were 4 in total. And being the oldest, you have such a big responsibility.
Yes.
I mean, you literally have to hold it together because it's like that pressure that you just have to do good. So sure enough, that pressure helped me along the way to, become successful in my career. I ended up graduating with my bachelor's at a very young age of 18 years old. Jump into my master's degree at 21. I graduated with my master's and an honors, being a valedictorian, and just, it's always been goals for me. It's always been to strive for more. And with that, falling into everything, I think now where I've stepped in as far as my journey, fighting cancer, I got diagnosed with lymphoma cancer just of March 2020, right before our pandemic. So fighting a pandemic with also fighting cancer, and I'm still in the battle. It's been a lot, but I could honestly say that because of my experience, always just striving for more, being very goal oriented and not giving up easily on my dreams has helped me to where I am now. So that's where I'm at. Just a little brief description of where it's at.
Well, what high school did you go to? Because you said East LA. I was born and raised in Inglewood, but I've done gang intervention in the East LA community. So wanted to know what high school did you grow up, and how was that environment in East Los Angeles?
Well, the thing is that we left LA when I was very young. Mm-hmm. So my godparents are actually from East LA. So I was raised with them, but all my schooling I did wherever my mom was. So I didn't do any schooling in the East LA district or in LA district. Actually, we moved out to Fontana, California. Okay. So actually, not too far from Bloomington High School, which Bloomington High School, it's really hood as well.
Every city has a hood, right?
Oh yeah. So, I thought I had gone out of the hood and then I go into the hood.
And you got a new one.
Right. So being in there is also, obviously, I experienced a lot. There were still, gang members. There was still so much going on. And even to the point you see, teen pregnancy, and you don't even think that's normal.
Yes.
And I mean, I graduated in 2009, so I could only imagine what was there before. So I just always try to do my own thing. I never got in a fight, thank goodness. I survived that. But I think it was just very much just a different, environment and all.
Yeah, Fontana is definitely different from East LA.
Yes.
Two different worlds.
Yes.
But it's, what, I wanted to piggyback on your journey with cancer and following you on social media. We definitely met each other in a financial firm. We're WFG sisters, and I had the opportunity to meet her through business. And then one day I just didn't see her. And then the journey happened. And then we were able to see this on social media. And everything that you went through, I think about, inspiration, inspiring, never giving up. and what you've been through. You know, I remember the journey where you had showed on your story on IG about getting your nails done, getting your toes done. And for us, like, sometimes we forget the simple things we take for granted.
Correct.
And then you hit us with, boom, with the reality of, you know, what you went through. So the situation with, you know, not having, you know, the fingernail tips and things of that nature, was it because of the cancer or was it because of the medication?
Yes, correct. So it's
I wanted
the
to
medication.
educate.
Yes, of course. So it's definitely, this is not your normal cancer patient.
Yes.
I mean, you don't go through things like this, but what happened, this was fall of 2020. And I was just showing a picture recently where I took, because we celebrated my brother's birthday, which was October 12th. And on the 15th, I had a withdrawal. I was sitting in our home bedroom couch and I'm watching TV, and all of a sudden I just couldn't breathe.
Oh, wow.
And when I started to lose oxygen, I right away started getting worried because I fought COVID 5 times already.
Okay.
So on top of that, it wasn't nothing like COVID. I just wasn't able to breathe.
Yes.
And I am through my journey, I am just so hard for me to go to the ER. It's not like an easy phone call for me. So
yes.
At that point, I was nervous, you know, because I was like, oh no, I have to call someone to come and help me. And sure enough, my brother was there to assist me. And, you know, he took me right away into the ER. Well, I can tell you it was October 15, the last day I remember in my life.
Wow.
And to tell you that, I don't know, I was gone. I mean, I left Earth, you know, I left Earth, and it was a different experience at that point. But what happened with my fingers, just so I don't, you know, go into a whole ton with that, but they gave me a vasopressin medication. So what vasopressin does, it basically attacks your large organs and forgets about your small blood vessels. Well, the medication didn't get to reach my fingers and toes. So reasons being that they caused narcosis, which was dead tissue on the fingers and toes, and it obviously kills also the bone. So at that point, I ended up having to get them amputated, both my toes and my fingers. And that was very hard to let go.
Yes.
When I woke up, my fingers were black. I mean, charcoal black. Did not look appealing at all. My fingernails, I mean, there was just no oxygen anymore, no blood flow, nothing. So I knew that the result was going to be to get them amputated sooner or later. So that did happen. But the reason why they gave me that vasopressin medication was because, again, I was fighting for my life in coma. And the cause of that was because of cancer treatment. Okay. So the cancer treatment they have given me, it's called hyper-CVAD, which hyper-CVAD medication is super intense when you're taking anything with chemotherapy. And what happens is that, again, you have so many withdrawals, but one of the withdrawals happened that I couldn't breathe and went in straight into coma. So that was the only way to kind of save my life.
Because I'm a very spiritual person, you know what I mean? We've had this conversation, and I would love for you to share what you want to share with our viewers, because I believe the story you shared with me was very enlightening, because some people in this world don't believe in afterlife. And I'm a woman of faith.
Oh, yeah.
And I see the other side. And people don't really comprehend. Like, people be like, there's no hell. I'm like, yes, it is. They're like, how do you know? Because I seen it. And they're like, well, you didn't die and go there. I said, God gives people the gift of discernment. And God also gives people the gift of, there's another word for it. I keep forgetting it because it's something new to me. It's the discernment of spirits. There you go. When you meet people and you shake their hand, you're like, whoa, you know, spiritually you pull back, but you're shaking their hand like, whoa, you know, like I get this energy about that. I just saw a premonition about you, you know, things of that nature. And a lot of people, when it comes to, you know, religion, some people say there's no purgatory, but there is a purgatory because I saw it.
Yes.
And there is a beautiful heaven. So I want you to share with the viewers your spiritual awakening when you were in the coma, because obviously you woke up out the coma for a purpose, and God is not done with you. That's the reason why I have you on my show. Like, you're my first guest, and your story is so inspiring. And I just feel like sometimes we give up hope. We go into pity parties. Oh my God, there's another word I want to say, but I'll continue. But where you hold on to bad things and you're just like, it always happens to me,
Right, the victim part.
Yes, victim mentality. Thank you so much. And so I want you to share with the viewers what you want to share regarding when you were in a coma. I call it a spiritual awakening because I've had one of those. So let the viewers know about your spiritual awakening.
Definitely. So again, I'm a very spiritual person when it comes to just everything, and everything happens for a reason. And we know that there's a beautiful, heaven out there, but as good as there is, there's also bad,
Yes.
And I am not naive to not believe that. Well, let me share with you guys, and something I'm very, it's a very, I would say, sensitive matter to most things, because a lot of people don't believe, or, they might think you're crazy, or, there's no way. But I'll tell you as simple as this. I didn't know what I had experienced until I woke up, and excuse me.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I realized that what I had experienced was actually life, and a different life. Now, when I got questioned, it happened very casually. Brother, again, and I were sitting after being in coma for almost 3 months, and I'm laying there on the couch, and I'm like, my brother kept telling me the whole time he would go and visit me, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Yes.
And I didn't know why. I didn't realize why he was so proud, and I said, I don't get what you mean. And he's like, sis, you don't even know what you went through. I mean, we couldn't recognize you. You were cold. You were,
wow.
I mean, you had 8 machines stuck to you. I mean, these 8 machines were keeping you alive. And the doctors were saying that, they called mom. Obviously, I'm not married or anything. So that, everything, they're calling mom, and they're asking her, to make a decision. And the decision was, you want to keep your daughter in life support for the rest of her life, or we're going to or you would want to disconnect her. And you have to make a choice, because she is brain dead. She's not responding. She's just not here. So, of course, my mom, and I'm so thankful for her till this day, to not make a decision without her actually, confirming that I was brain dead. And again, no tests, no studies were showing that I was brain dead. So she said, I'm not going to believe you.
Yes.
I'm not going to believe you until you show me proof that my daughter is brain dead. And if she is, I know my daughter wouldn't want me to keep her this way.
Exactly.
And if she's not, I don't care if I have to keep her on life support. So that's how intense it got. So again, the situation was very, very tough. And now they're experiencing that in this earth world.
Yes. And in the spiritual world, you're experiencing.
Yes. I am closed-eyed. I don't know what's going on. My body is laying there. And I can tell you, and this is where I'm going to go right into it. As I was laying there, I was taken to heaven. Heaven was to the left. And I saw, the Lord, I saw God right there. He's to the left-hand side. And I saw, the devil and on the right, and all the demons like standing on the sidelines. I mean, I have all my angels on the left and all the demons on the right. And I just hear my name just yelling, Nancy, Nancy, Nancy. And I recall a little old lady holding my hand, and I didn't recognize her face.
Yes.
She's just holding me, and I had 10 seconds to make a choice where I belonged. And it was either with in heaven or in hell. And as those 10 seconds approached, they kept getting faster and faster. And to the point I was intubated, so I couldn't speak. And the decision was, guess who took me? I went to hell. And I can tell you, experiencing that, I mean, it was, there was fire. It was dark. Gosh, you work so much. You work really hard.
Yes.
I mean, very, very hard in everything that you do. Just as the Bible, just, tells us. I mean,
Yes.
what hell is. And it was like that. And I could tell you, even now, I even get goosebumps because, you have dreams
Yes.
and nightmares, but they're very vivid. They're never too vivid
Yes.
to the point that you could describe and like get sense, and smell.
Yes.
And I have that dream or nightmare so vivid in my head that I could repeat the story.
Yes.
And it just like, it's the same story, right? And when I experienced that, I mean, it was terrible. And I remember just voices telling me, your family's going to pay for everything.
Wow.
And I'm like, pay for what?
What? Yeah.
Like, what do you mean, And so it was just, it was bad. I mean, it was such an experience that I'm going to take it to my heart. And it's something that now, as me being alive and awake,
Yes.
I honor him so much for giving me that experience, for giving me that, opportunity to be able to go.
Because some people don't come back.
They don't come back
in that situation.
Yes, they don't come back. And for me to be here, I know that God served me a purpose, and I am forever blessed because of it. I would have been way gone in a different world, and it wouldn't be a pretty world. So I am now here to serve for a reason, to serve for a purpose.
Did the lady come back and get you? Or how did that happen? How was that transition?
Yeah, so what I remember was being in this room that we couldn't speak. I mean, these are all rules of the general,
Yes.
We couldn't speak. I was just so ugly in there. And I just remember this light, that light that pulled me out. I mean, literally just pulled me. And it was just this, like, I could say a halo that just grabbed me, like gravity just pulled me out. And the first scent I remember, my mom loves any essential oils, and she always carries like a peppermint oil in her purse. I remember smelling that oil.
That peppermint
oil.
Wow.
And as soon as I awoke, she happened to be there on my side. And now that I talked to her about that peppermint oil, she says, yeah, baby, I will ring it every single time because I knew that you were there, Oh my God. She's like, I knew you were going to be awake. Yes. And I felt that if me bringing that peppermint oil, you knew that mom was there. And I knew you were just sleeping. And I think that was the biggest thing that it took for me.
Yes.
Because I said, well, how powerful are these little things that you don't think.
Something so simple,
Something so simple.
Peppermint oil, something so simple, but it was a bigger purpose than just the peppermint. You know what I mean? Like this, but in the spiritual world, scent is everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like when my loved ones come visit, I smell flowers in my whole room or whole house,
Yeah.
And I always say hello. I don't know who it is, and I just say hello. I know you came to visit,
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm doing good, and so it's just interesting. So peppermint oil. Wow. I love lavender. I said, if I ever leave this earth and you smell lavender, it's me. Yeah, lavender. I love lavender. Yeah. Or I told my husband, I was like, I'm going to tickle your feet. So it's me. He was like, don't you do that. Yeah.
There's just all these
peppermint oil. Oh my
Honestly,
goodness.
that was that. And I couldn't, now to know that I'm here and everything I've gone through, I don't see it sometimes. I don't, as much as, even yourself, you've mentioned, wow, you're so inspiring. I can't see it within myself because I think it's just a gift. I honestly just feel it's a gift. So I don't, I don't go and, go boast about my gift because honestly, it just, for me, it's just a gift that I think this is why I'm here. And then if I could inspire just one person out of a story, out of a post, out of something that I'm just doing and, and to tell you that the doctors had no hope. They had no hope. They had no faith in me surviving or me being here.
And that's how doctors are, especially when they're, they're not in tune with the higher power. Yeah. It's just another patient versus trying to pray over the patient. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a difference. Like sometimes people are like, can you massage my back? And I have healing hands. I know that. Right. And so when I massage people's back, they're like, oh my God, Raina, like, this is amazing. And I don't say anything, but as I'm rubbing their back, I'm praying over them. You know, whatever God has directed me, you know, I'll let them know, like, okay, I'm praying because I know she needs more financial abundance because she's in debt and is in the situation because of living paycheck to paycheck. So Father God, please bless this woman with an abundance coming her way. Put somebody in her life, you know what I mean, to make that opportunity happen. Right. I always tell people that God can't come on earth. He can't. No. He can't until when this is officially all over. Mm-hmm. So what he does is that he blesses, I call them earth angels. He uses people to bless other people. And I'll give you a story, and we're going to go back to yours, because I really want the viewers to understand, how God uses people to bless others. So one day I made a bet with my friend Shamanika, and I lost the bet. And so she says, I want moccasins, shoes. And I'm like, okay, where do we get that? And we go to Fox Hills Mall in Culver City, and she's all like, Payless. And I'm like, okay, hey, you know, that's affordable. I'll get you some moccasins. Fine. I lost the bet anyways. I'm a woman of my word. And we walk in, and I see this young man, and God is telling me, you need to help him. And mind you, this is the beginning. I call myself a little baby Christian, right? Because I'm like, hell no, I ain't helping this man. I don't know him from Adam's apple. You know what I mean? And then I move away from him, and I'm going to look at kids' shoes, right? And then I see him again, and I'm looking for Shamanika to say, okay, let's go. And then I see the guy again, and God is like, you need to help this man. And so I see him walking with his shoes, and then he walks out. So I go to the cashier lady, and I said, did the guy just leave? And then she said, yes. Why? I said, because God, and it's so weird, but I had to say it. I was like, God told me to help this man. And then she goes, yeah, he didn't buy it because he didn't have enough money. Wow. And then so the girl was like, I don't believe in that kind of stuff, but I think you need to go follow him. So I ran, and I was like, excuse me, young man, excuse me. And he's looking at me like, what? So he walks back kind of speedy and speed walking. And then he tells me, can I help you? And I said, yes. I said, do you believe in God? He says, I know he exists, but I knew his faith wasn't strong because of what he was going through. Right. I said, well, God told me to help you. And then I said, why didn't you buy those shoes? He said, I couldn't afford it. It was either something about a job interview or the shoes or something like that. Right. And I said, look, I'm going to buy you those shoes for your job interview. Oh, it was his cell phone bill. You know, when you get in a job interview and things of that nature, you have to get a phone call to get a job, right? And he had to keep his phone on. So I purchased the shoes. He was in like tears, not, grown man tears, because, grown men don't really cry. But they get the teary eye and they're trying to hold it in. And he just hugged me, and he was like, God bless you. Thank you so much. And he went on his way, and everybody in Payless was like, woo, like, oh my God. Oh. And they were just like, God did use you, like, this is so weird. Right. But being obedient to the Lord and following him, if I didn't listen and I was disobedient, I wouldn't have been able to bless this young man. Right. And so it's so weird, when you talk about people that God uses to bless others, and being spiritual and feeling what you're hearing is just not you, it's the Creator. Mm-hmm. And so now, you survived. I'm your fiance. I admire him because he truly loves you. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not about vanity or anything. Right. It's the fact that he hanged in there when the doctors were like, she's in a coma and all of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And when you woke up, he's still there. You're out the hospital, he's still there. Right. And it's just such a beautiful thing. So how did you guys meet? Yeah, so not fiance, yeah. I call him fiance because I see it in the universe. I see it. We're not going to touch on that. I actually told the surgeon, I was like, make sure that you leave me at least a little piece of this one. I need the ring here. Yes. But yes, actually, we've been friends since
2015.
Okay.
So we go way back. We were best friends. I mean, I think there's nothing better than just like being with your best friend, right?
Yes.
Because it's just creating life and just being there with each other. And yes, he's been through the thick and the thin. I mean, really, 2019 is when we officially said, you know what, let's give this a shot. You know, we've been best friends for such a long time. And I said, you know, well, why not? So this is 2019. And really, it was just half a year that we were dating.
Yes.
When I ended up falling into cancer in March. So I'd say June 2019 to March of 2020. So really our whole dating has been through my cancer journey. So it's been very, very tough. And honestly, I even get like choked up because it's, he's been there, you know, through the thick and the thin.
Girl, rubbing your feet. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's love.
Yeah, definitely. Just, you know, the care. And honestly, it comes back to, you don't realize when you're going to miss a finger, a toe, you know. I mean, just the simple things that we take for granted, as you mentioned earlier, but really just needing that help. I mean, to even cook myself something, I couldn't. I mean, these fingers took a while to heal, and they're still very sensitive because of the nerves, and, you know, to dress me, to shower me, bathe me. I mean, all of that. If mom wasn't there, he was there. If my sister wasn't there, my brother was there. I mean, everybody has taken a role in my life. But honestly, I mean, I give it out to him. He's really just been there since day one. And, you know, it's very tough. It's tough. I mean, not all the time am I, you know, happy Nancy. I mean,
it happens. You're human. You're human.
I'm definitely human. There's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of anxiety that comes in because I'm just fighting so many emotions.
Yes.
I mean, losing a piece of me. You know, I'm like, my equilibrium is not all there. So I get frustrated with myself, and obviously he's there to see all this, and just kind of have to put like a smile to it and just like, it's okay. You know, we're going to get through this type of thing. So yes, definitely. It's definitely a huge blessing. God knew what he did before he gave me this lovely, disease to fight. But yes, thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Well, I definitely wanted to interview you because I see you doing kind of like, if I'm correct, it's called TED Talk, I think, right? When people are out there motivating and inspiring people. Because sometimes, like I said, we all fight our battles, you know, like I can freely say, like, I have 5 kids. Motherhood is hard for me.
Yes.
And I'm in the shower crying, telling God, please help me, give me the strength.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I see your post and it's like, so what? Raina, stop pity partying, you know?
Right.
It's okay to cry in the shower, but don't stay there long.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, you inspire me. You're such a strong woman. That's why I introduce you as fierce. You know, when I say fierce, you know, it's like, okay, you know, like the Latina Beyonce. But it's so inspiring. I see yourself doing that in the near future. So is there anything that you want to say to our viewers?
Well, you know, I think honestly the biggest thing, and, you know, thank you for that. And, you know, it's just when somebody in the outside sees your life and really just opening up about what you've experienced, you really open up a lot of vulnerability.
Yes.
And I think that is so powerful. I get messages on people, you know, kind of just expressing what they're going through. And again, you know, being in motherhood shoes, girl, I give you all 2 sets of twins.
I'm like, oh my Lord.
I remember one day I messaged Raina. I was like, Raina, I want twins, you know? And I'm like, how did you do it? What did you do?
I'm like, just make sure you have a support system, because I was like, woo. Yeah, it's hard.
So, you know, it is hard. And I could only imagine. And that's when I step back and I honestly, you know, I'm already 30. So
yes,
I'm
you're still like, young, girl.
I'm definitely young, but you know, for me, I'm a Cancer. So I'm also a true believer. I'm very nurturing and you know, I love all that. So for me, it's like being a mom. It's like my idol. Like I want to. Mom Nancy.
And you will. And you will. Oh,
yes.
And yes,
God has prepared me for all this, because I remember just taking that chemotherapy and, you know, being intubated and just like thinking to myself, like, wow, God, you know what you do. Because honestly, being a mom and, you know, luckily I have a great support system that I know I could,
yes.
I know he'll hold down the fort, but at the same time.
Especially your mom.
Yes, especially, you know.
Beautiful woman. Beautiful woman.
Be there for me. But, you know, in this situation, I'm just like, wow, you know what you do at what time you do it.
Yes, it's all about timing.
It is. Because now I could just kind of relate to that in every step of the way of whatever I go into. But I think the main thing that we want to kind of take away is, you know, don't take life for granted. Don't take anything for granted. Don't take any part of your body for granted, please, you know, because life is short. And I know it sounds, you know, it's very cliche where it's like life is too short and you don't realize it until you go through it and you experience really hard moments that you really don't know, you know, what could happen, or you're in a hospital bed, you're hospitalized, you're rest, you know, you have to be on bed rest for months. And honestly, I always say, just don't give up and do what you want to do and don't live to other people's expectations. You're your owner of your own body. You're your own creator, other than, you know, the great creator, but you could do it. I mean, you and him, you have a team there, you know, you could definitely do things where I now believe whatever doctors say, it's their opinion on what they've seen. They never gone through it themselves to really give you advice. And, you know, they're a person of a book. So they're just reading off of whatever science is telling them to say or do.
Yes.
Where you're a human, you're supernatural, you know, you could do so many things. And I think I was given so many limitations that I could have easily bought them and been like, okay, yeah, you're right, I'm never going to walk.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, I'm going to be on life support for the rest of my life. Or, you know, I'm going to get fed by a tube. You know, just all these things. And I could have just easily, that would have been the easy way out for me. But I said, no. I started walking 3 months into being at home. I was going to get sent to a nursing home.
Miracle.
I was going to get sent to a nursing home. And I remember just laying in that bed, and I have a great medical assistant that was helping me. She's like, you are not going to a nursing home. I'm going to make sure you walk. I'm going to make sure you go home to your family. And I remember we had a goal that by Christmas, I was going to be home with my family. That was my biggest dream. And sure enough, it came true. I got discharged on the 15th. Actually, I was a day shy from completing 60 days being hospitalized. And I got home, and sure enough, I walked within, 2 months and, started getting fed the right things and just kind of getting up and going. So I honestly just say, don't live to anybody's expectations. Just really, make yourself the expectation of overexceeding.
Well, my pastor, Mel, he always says this: a doctor can tell you what's going on, but God has the last say. Yes. And you are a testimony, right? You're a walking testimony. Definitely a miracle. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Yes. I definitely know for sure within myself that you inspired all of us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Raina, again. And thank you all for, taking the time to watch this and, spending this time. And I'm honored, Raina, you choosing me to, go ahead and speak life out there. And if I could, empower and touch anybody, I mean, I'm all here for it. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And viewers, you have a blessed day. Empowering, inspiring, motivating. We're leaving you with that.
Now, glutathione is a big word, but it's the body's own master antioxidant. So it's a scavenger for free radicals, for bacteria, and what's relevant now, viruses. This is new to the marketplace. There's no other product on the market that has the ingredient NACET.
And basically NACET increases the production of that glutathione that is in our body already to strengthen and enhance our immune system and keep it strong. Elevated sense of well-being. Supports muscle strength and endurance. Cognitive function. Powerful liver support. energy, helps blood sugar regulation, superior bioavailability of key ingredients.
One of your best defenses against COVID is a strong immune system. Taking GSH Plus as a daily supplement does all that. And now we have the product out on the marketplace.